Welcome to our 2021 Gold Award ceremony honoring this year's amazing Gold Award Girl Scouts. I'm Mary Vitek, our Council's CEO. This is our second virtual Gold Award ceremony, and while I miss being able to congratulate our Gold Award Girl Scouts in person, I am thrilled to be with you virtually for this very special day. I hope everyone will help us fill up the chat box with messages of congratulations throughout the program. This year's honorees have worked very hard. They have spent numerous hours in prerequisite work, logging many hours in leadership positions, along with designing and implementing take action projects in their local communities. While their projects involve a minimum of 80 hours of leadership, many have spent over 100 hours completing their work. Cumulatively, this year's class logged 12,437 hours on their projects. These girls have learned to communicate and negotiate with adults and peers outside their everyday circles. They have become confident speakers, teachers, activists, motivators, and media promoters, and have acquired many new skills. They have become confident go-getters, innovators, risk-takers, and leaders. These honorees before us today have not come by their distinction easily, and now they join an elite group of women. Only 5% of all Girl Scouts earn this honor, the highest award a Girl Scout senior or ambassador can earn. So without further delay, let's get started. Here's a look at what's ahead in today's program. First, please turn your attention to our sisters and Girl Scouts who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, Girl Scout Promise and Law, and ceremony dedication.
Girl Scouts, attention. Color Guard, attention. Color Guard, advance. Color Guard, post your colors. Color Guard, honor your flag.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join us in the Girl Scout Promise. On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. I will do my best to be honest and fair, friendly and helpful, considerate and caring, courageous and strong, and responsible for what I say and do, and to respect myself and others, respect authority, use resources wisely, make the world a better place, and be a sister to every Girl Scout. Color Guard, retreat.
The Gold Award is different for everyone. For some recipients, it acts as the beginning, as they arrive to adulthood where they can further grow their high school careers and be looked at for insight and leadership. For others, it marks the end, as they graduate high school and go off to college. Some realize that they can work through their weaknesses like indecision and shyness. Others deepen their development of working with a team and learning when to notice when another person's skills are valuable and when to lift them up when facing a project. In other words, a mark of a great leader. Most learn the value of failing and thus learning to be flexible to come up with alternative ideas that help reach their goal. Not all Girl Scouts earn their Gold Award, and that's okay. May we all be inspired, Girl Scout or not, to realize that not all of us wanted to do a project at this level, that these characteristics are within all of us. May we all want to seek change in the world and to make it better. May we all look to our Gold Award Girl Scouts for courage and dedication. And may they always hold this experience in their hearts and minds as their foundation for future successes.
Beautiful job. Thank you so much, girls. Now we have a special message from Girl Scouts of the USA's interim CEO, Judith Batty.
Hello, Girl Scouts. I'm Judith Batty, interim CEO of Girl Scouts of the USA. And I'm excited to say congratulations to all of this year's Gold Award Girl Scouts. Today, you have joined a very special group of Girl Scouts by earning the Gold Award. This accomplishment shows that you are change makers the world needs right now, and that you'll continue to do big things in the future. I want to take a moment to celebrate all the incredible work you've done. You've tackled issues that are important to you to drive meaningful and lasting change in your communities and beyond, leaving a true legacy. Your path to this moment was not easy, and I'm sure you experienced setbacks and unforeseen challenges along the way, especially during the time of COVID, and so much adversity in everybody's day-to-day life. But in true Girl Scout fashion, you didn't give up. You rose to the challenges created by the pandemic with creativity and innovation, overcame obstacles you faced, and made the world a better place in the process. In earning the Gold Award, all of you have gained the experience and life skills that will put you on a path for success in college and in life. Skills like strategic thinking, communication, collaboration, problem solving, and time management. The Girl Scout Gold Award is the mark of the truly remarkable. Proof that not only do you have the power to make a difference, but you already have. It is a significant achievement, and you should feel very, very proud. I also want to say thank you to all the parents and caregivers and volunteers out there whose invaluable guidance helped you reach your goal. You are making a positive impact in the lives of the girls, championing, mentoring, and inspiring them to do their best and be their boldest selves. Your support allows girls to understand what they are truly capable of so they can put their ideas into action and make things better. I want all the new Gold Award Girl Scouts to take this moment in and enjoy it. And wherever or whenever you face challenges in life that seem too overwhelming, just remember this accomplishment and know that you have the courage, confidence, and character to overcome any obstacle in your way. This is a significant milestone in your leadership journey that will open up doors and new opportunities. I encourage you to share the power of your Gold Award experience with your family, friends, and greater network. Your story will be especially inspiring to other girls, whether they are Girl Scouts or not, because it shows them what one girl is capable of accomplishing. Congratulations again, and we can't wait to see what you'll achieve next. Thank you, and enjoy the celebration.
What a wonderful message from Judith. Thank you so much to Girl Scouts of the USA. I would now like to invite Abigail Plunkett to present our keynote address. Abigail is a 2020 National Gold Award Girl Scout. Abigail is wrapping up her freshman year at the University of Texas of the Permian Basin. Her academic focus is on exercise science and pre-physical therapy as she lays the foundation to become a physical therapist. Over to you, Abigail.
Hello, fellow Girl Scouts. My name is Abigail Plunkett. I'm a 2020 National Gold Award Girl Scout from San Jacinto Council. Congratulations to each one of you for completing your Gold Award. I'm sure you each largely impacted your community in your projects. For my project, I installed a wheelchair ramp into my local community theater and developed and implemented a 2-week summer camp program for kids with cognitive and/or physical disabilities. Through this project, I was able to work with specialists on how to work with people with disabilities and turn around and teach that information to 18 teen actors who were assigned to each camper. I also spoke to the campers and their parents to see what accommodations they needed throughout the camp and relayed that information to my team as well. Through all those accommodations, we were able to put on a show for family and friends at the end of those 2 weeks. Something that I felt that I took away the most from my project was, of course, how to accommodate, and how it's perfectly fine if things do not go exactly as planned. Not only was I making accommodations to each kid during the camp, I was also having to accommodate to what the group needed as a whole. And sometimes not everything went smoothly with an activity, so I had to change things around. That lesson was extremely important to have experienced when the following year the pandemic hit. The pandemic affected all of us this past year and a half in ways we could never have imagined. However, I am so proud of each one of you for completing your Gold Awards throughout this. Over this past year, it was hard to see a light in the world with everything happening, but Girl Scouts in our council and all over have made that light shine and has reminded so many that we can prevail through dedication, passion for a cause, and living by the Girl Scout law. So ladies, as you continue out into the world after high school, whether that's in a few years or just a few months, remember what you learned from Girl Scouts in your Gold Awards. Remember, you made a change even when things were hard. Remember the weird obstacles you probably had to hurdle to complete the project and how you did it. Remember to continue to make differences, and remember to be proud in what you do. Because whether you stay involved in Girl Scouts after graduating or not, you should be proud to be a Girl Scout, because when we put our minds to it, we can do anything.
Thank you, Abigail. You continue to be an incredible inspiration and an example of what it means to be a Gold Award Girl Scout. We are now joined by two more amazing women, Sunny Williams and Nicole Mann, NASA astronauts and former Girl Scouts. Sunny and Nicole are proof that when we put our mind to something, we can truly do anything.
Thank you, Mary. Nicole and I are just thrilled to be here, part of the celebration.
Yes, thank you, Mary. It's incredible to be able to celebrate with the accomplishments of these young women.
You know, I heard there's 128 of you out there who are receiving the Gold Award this year. Wow, that's incredible. A lot of you have been doing a lot of work. I heard there's over 12,000 hours of time put into all of you achieving this award, and well deserved. Wow. We've heard about a bunch of them and the things that you guys have done, and it's just incredible, your service to the public and to the communities around you. I'm just impressed and just amazed.
You know, I think the things that you learn being a scout are so important. You learn to work together on a team, and you get a chance to learn a lot about leadership and put some of that leadership practice to work, specifically peer leadership, which sometimes can be some of the most difficult forms of leadership. I think a lot of those skills that you have in your young age, you'll be able to use forward in your career, whatever that may be. I know that I use those skills every day of my life.
So, you know, some of those skills came from a while ago for both Nicole and myself. You know, we weren't always as old as we are now. We were your age at one point in time, and we were faced with some big decisions. And an interesting decision that both of us made when we were graduating from high school was where we were going to go to college. And we ended up actually going to the same college. Not knowing each other there because we were different year groups, but both of us went to the United States Naval Academy. And, you know, that sounds all so great and wonderful, but, you know, it wasn't all that easy initially when you got there. I'm not sure how familiar all of you are with the service academies, but they're a majority of male students there and a sort of a minority of women students, girls students there, female students there. So it's a little bit hard to fit in when you first get to such a interesting environment, and how am I going to make myself be part of this team? And I think it's a challenge on a day-to-day basis, but you soon find out that, you know, everybody is the same. Everyone has the goal of graduating and being part of that class. And that's one of the most wonderful things about the service academies as they prepare you to, you know, to go and serve the country later on in the future. Another part of that school that both of us did, we were both student athletes while we were there. And that's, again, another challenge. It takes your time away from just academics, and you want to really concentrate on the sport that you're there for. I was a swimmer, Nicole was a soccer player. And, you know, you have to dedicate time to those athletics to be good and to be part of that team as well as that bigger team at the Naval Academy. But both those are really wonderful experiences and sort of set us up for, you know, that framework, that foundation, the teamwork that you guys are experiencing as scouts today. You know, one other attribute I just want to talk about real quickly, because again, Nicole and I have a lot of things in common. We are waiting to fly the Boeing Starliner spacecraft, and it is a brand spanking new spacecraft. It's getting ready to fly this year. Nicole will be on the first flight that has people on it, and I'll be on the second flight that has people on it. It's been a long time in the making, which means we both have had a lot of patience while we're waiting for this. And people say that pretty quickly, patience is a virtue, but patience really is a challenge. And it's one of those things that, all of us need to experience, and we have to know that there's good things at the end of it and to enjoy that journey along the way too. So, there's a lot of wonderful things, wonderful challenges out there for you guys in the future. Looking forward to hearing about those before too long.
Well said, Sunny. That is so true. And Sunny and I had a lot of fun learning about some of the amazing work that you ladies did in order to achieve this gold award. And for example, I know that Tara Fink worked on helping students that had English as a second language. With the COVID pandemic, we saw a lot of challenges, especially in school. And for these kids specifically that were restricted to some virtual learning only, they didn't have the interaction with teachers and other students that they would normally have. But that's just one example. All 128 of you worked so hard, and some also specific with the COVID pandemic. One thing I know that's taught me, and hopefully taught you as well, is how important it is to be adaptable. You'll have situations in life that you just don't expect. And it's important that you're able to adapt to that, and you're able to find ways to overcome these challenges and to help others overcome the challenges as well. Find innovative solutions and still set those goals. You have proven at such a young age that you already have that capability, and you have shown that to the world. And I think that's an amazing feat, and we're excited to see what you continue to do in your life.
Yeah, and another piece of advice, just countering on the adaptability, is try new things while you're out there. Just sort of capitalizing on the adaptability aspect. You're used to things that you might be doing at home or around your area, your school, whatever, but that there's so many other opportunities out there. And if somebody brings up some type of interesting event for you to be part of, which you are already, try it out. It might just open a door that you have never even imagined existed, and will open up an opportunity that you never even knew. I was a helicopter pilot, is my background, and I never thought helicopter pilots were astronauts till I came down to Johnson Space Center and found out that there were some. And I was like, wow, maybe I can even try this. But it wasn't until later in life that I recognized that there were amazing opportunities out there by stepping out of my comfort zone, stepping out of things that I thought that I knew, and realized that there was things that I couldn't even imagine waiting for me out there.
So again, congratulations. You've all worked so hard. We are proud of you. You should be very proud of yourself. Continue forward, search out those dreams and those next goals, and continue to work hard.
Good luck and congratulations once again.
Wow, that was incredible. Sunny and Nicole, thank you so much for being a part of today's ceremony. I will now hand things over to our incredible board chair and president of the council, Marguerite Wong Chapman. And she's going to present this year's Gold Award Girl Scouts. Marguerite?
Thank you, Mary. I am honored to join you all today to present this year's Gold Award Girl Scouts. Gold Award Girl Scouts follow their passions to make meaningful change in their communities. As you listen to the short descriptions of this year's Gold Award projects, listen for the threads that tell you what our girls want to change. Listen to our girls' concerns for those who have less. Lower income, less opportunity, less ability, less representation. You will find these issues in projects ranging from low-income literacy, STEM for the disadvantaged, homeless animals, women's issues, those who are trafficked, have serious illnesses, have special needs. Listen for how the pandemic affected our girls and their communities. Projects for food insecurity, mental health issues in teens, art as therapy for stress. Listen to the hope of our future and the projects about our fragile environment, our pollinators, our oceans, our climate. Listen to their voices as they speak out for diversity, against racism, for all marginalized communities. Listen and know that our future is in their hands and that we can trust them with it. Mary Ellen Abshire. Mary Ellen worked with Action Charity in the Port of Houston community. She developed and implemented 3 Zoom workshops on healthy eating for children ages 8 to 12. Each participant received a Chromebook. Ida Ali. Ida advocated to secure the addition of recycling bins in Pecan Park. She spread information about recycling through her website, flyers, and the recycling event for kids. Simon Ali. Simon created Zoom classes for visa and green card residents who are not proficient in English. She prepared them for the citizenship test during 22 classes over 11 days. Sanya Anand. Sanya provided cultural education for children of Indian and Hindu heritage. She created curriculum and led 6 virtual workshops to promote understanding being a citizen of the US, India, and the world. Sarah Anderson. Sarah and 10 volunteers renovated a storage area and created an inventory system for the Sugarland Sharks swim team. This improved the experience of 200 athletes and coaches. Sudhaka Adastu. Sudhaka published A Little Girl with ADHD and also reached 150 students with virtual readings. The story, based on her own experiences, can be found on YouTube and Amazon. Sudhaka was nominated by Girl Scouts of San Jacinto Council for the Prudential Spirit of Communities Award. Giselle Ariano. Giselle installed resting benches along a walking path at a senior living facility so residents can safely use their outdoor spaces. She also made 10 exercise videos for the residents and had them translated into Spanish and Chinese. Sarah Arnold. Sarah addressed the decline of native bees by creating bee habitats at the Westbury Community Garden. She presented her information to a variety of audiences so others can create bee habitats. Ajwa Maggie Usare. Maggie designed a coding class for elementary and middle school using Zoom for her lessons. She shared the project for future classes with Bush Elementary and Children's Books on Wheels. Karina Benson. Karina's Naturally Curly Girl hair show helped girls who have been bullied, teased, or have struggled with insecurity because of their natural hair. She helped them learn to love their natural hair. Presley Bettis. Presley tackled human trafficking awareness by pairing her information with Jiu-Jitsu self-defense. She held a seminar with 36 girls and filmed additional defense videos for her audience after the COVID lockdown. Sophia Black. Sophia and 12 volunteers created 2 loose parts learning collections and instructional videos in 2 languages for Small Steps Nurturing Center for at-risk children. She impacted 200 families and dozens of teachers. Frida Borden. Frida and 8 volunteers taught 25 children at Nehemiah Center ballet, jazz, and contemporary dance. Students received donated dance shoes, and Episcopal Repertoire Dance will continue the lessons. Bethany Bradley. Bethany and 16 volunteers partnered with Tahiri Justice Center to address food insecurity in their clients. They built storage cabinets, collected food kits, and set up a system to ensure replenishment. Morgan Chang. Morgan impacted over 100 children by creating a reading cart for low-income children who attended programs at St. Luke's Methodist Gethsemane campus. Morgan Childress. Morgan created a series of 5 lessons focused on art to occupy and de-stress young minds, which focused too much on social media. She worked with youth at Covenant Glen Church and an outreach ministry. Narsi Chokshi. Narsi made government loans more accessible to different cultures during the pandemic. She created videos in multiple languages and worked with a team to help over 50 small businesses save 200 jobs.
Hello, Girl Scouts. Lola Star here, your resident talent agent. I am super excited to be here with you today to discuss the Gold Award experience. We have surveyed over 40 girls and we have responses to questions about what they thought the Gold Award experience was like. So we're going to jump right into it. So the first question we have is, we asked 7 girls how they benefited from earning the Gold Award, and here is what they had to say.
So the biggest benefit for me was helping to grow in confidence, especially in public speaking. During my project, I was able to present and educate others on how to bake and cook.
The biggest benefits for me personally was understanding that I was gonna potentially get like scholarship money from it, because any help is good help.
The biggest benefit to me of completing my Gold Award was getting to meet other members of the community that are excited and passionate about benefiting the world in the same ways that I was, and getting to form those bonds with other people and other leaders who are trying to make a difference.
Some of the biggest benefits that I have gotten from my Gold Award is gaining a strong sense of confidence and the ability to lead and manage a group of volunteers.
To be able to explore and expand my interest in STEM and helping others gain some interest in STEM.
What benefited me the most in my Gold Award was knowing that I could finish something and be able to persevere.
Plus it looks good on applications for colleges, for jobs.
So doing the Gold Award that I did helped me get out of my comfort zone and talk to more girls that struggled with the same thing that I did.
Brenna Callahan. Brenna started a club at her high school to educate teens about childhood illnesses. She provided opportunities to participate in projects benefiting Texas Children's Hospital. The club grew to 20 members. Emily Collins. Emily created lessons for children ages 7 to 10 to tackle bullying. She reached over 200 children at Brazos Elementary. Because of her Gold Award, Emily enlisted 1 rank higher in the U.S. Navy. Fair winds and following seas, Emily. Callie Colvin. Callie led 22 volunteers to create a school mental health advocacy club that promotes anonymous, non-judgmental publication of all forms of art. This allows release of harmful thoughts in a positive format. Lauren Cutterell. Lauren created a pet food section at West Houston Assistance Ministries food pantry for low-income families. She also created pamphlets with information and 2 pet care videos for their clients. Sophie Zalusta. Sophie created Green Earth Pledge, a website where visitors pledge to help save the world by small steps such as carpooling. She received 30 pledges from several states and presented to 80 elementary students. Artemisa Dieger. Artemisa led a series of renovation workshops for middle schoolers attending camp at Family Point. Together, they upgraded the community center auditorium and learned new painting skills. Sarah Eliza Diaz Perdomo. Sarah Eliza led a team of 18 volunteers to create Nevertheless, She Persisted, a coloring book for 4th grade. The book tells the story of 10 women throughout history and their accomplishments in STEM fields. Amelia Ding. Amelia created 4 after-school camp sessions covering topics such as renewable energy and ocean pollution. She taught elementary students how to get involved in environmental conservation. Elizabeth Dolan. Elizabeth directed a vacation Bible school at her church for pre-K to 5th grade. She offered scholarships to underserved children at Family Point services. 13 volunteers helped her impact 51 students. Avnika Dubé. Avnika tackled Houston sex trafficking with an awareness campaign aimed at refugees and young women. She partnered with refugee organizations and at-risk high schools. Elizabeth Edwards. Elizabeth taught sewing skills in person and with a YouTube video to community youth, who then created over 90 pillowcase donations for Moses Closet. Taylor Edwards. Taylor and her team educated her community on the prevention of childhood obesity by focusing on good nutrition and a healthy lifestyle. She impacted over 1,000 individuals. Tarali Fink. Tarali created YouTube videos and worksheets for ESL teachers at Brookwood Elementary. She helped 60 Spanish-speaking students in virtual classes practice their English. Kaylee Flynn. Kaylee created a reading nook and started a reading club at Harmony School. Her team scanned over 13,000 books into the library system, resulting in library checkouts increasing from 170 to over 1,700. Erin Folks. Erin benefited Zoos Rescue, an organization that saves severely injured animals by creating outdoor shade and bright murals. She also created a video on the benefits of fostering injured animals. Isha Garg. Isha created the Diverse Book Club to discuss books by women, African Americans, Latinx, and Indigenous groups. She worked with 10 volunteers and 20 adults to reach 350 students and 1,000 total readers. Kamia Gibbs. Kamia created an IGTV series aimed at lower socioeconomic communities. She taught 7 financial concepts, from balancing a checkbook to understanding income taxes. Ainsley Gill. Ainsley developed a reading program and curriculum for a family shelter. She also built a little free library, which National Charity League will keep stocked.
Question 2. We asked 8 girls what lessons they learned while doing the GOAT Award, and these were their responses.
As a Girl Scout Gold Award recipient, I learned more about myself and people in my community. I was able to be a presenter and spread awareness about the information that I researched to young adults and help them understand the worries about the internet.
So the lesson that I learned during my Gold Award was patience. My Gold Award took me a year and a half to complete, and it was something that I just wanted to finish, but I learned that it takes time to do these types of projects, and I definitely have become more patient in my life because of this project.
I would have to say I've learned a lot throughout my Gold Award process. One thing I did learn was how to use technology in more than one way. COVID-19 has impacted me in that way. I was supposed to do seminars in person, but due to the safety of others and wanting to help my community still, I had to do them online.
So the lesson that I learned while completing my Gold Award is that resilience is really important. I had a few ideas that were rejected, and instead of giving up, I had to think of other creative ideas that I could do.
The lesson I learned when doing my Gold Award is that I am capable of making a positive impact in the lives of others.
The lesson I learned is that things don't always go as planned, but if you work hard, you can get it done.
The biggest lesson I learned during Gold Award was time management and learning to manage all 80 of those hours. And the hardest part during having to adapt to COVID-19 was having to switch my whole project around and make it virtual instead of doing it in person.
The biggest lesson that I learned during doing my Gold Award was definitely how to use good leadership skills. I definitely had to do some things differently this year due to COVID. I wasn't able to have the kind of meetings that I wanted to and have the big unveiling ceremony of my project that was planned. So I did kind of have to roll with the punches due to the pandemic, but I did get to put some of my leadership skills in play. I got to do Zooms with all of my team, and I did get to have some of the kind of shorter meetings and the smaller groups that I wanted to really put my plan into progress. So
the lesson I learned while doing my Gold Award is how to be a better problem solver. While things didn't always turn out how I expected them to, I was able to persevere and find a way to make my project successful.
Alexandra Goralski. Alexandra created recipe cards for immigrant communities served by St. Vincent de Paul food pantries. She featured recipes utilizing food pantry staples unfamiliar to the clients. She also created a bilingual recipe website. Jillian Gordon. Jillian led informational sessions for 600 people about SIRE, a nonprofit special needs horse therapy organization. She also designed, built, and installed a ground pole organizer and storage units for SIRE. Isabella Gautier. Isabella and 14 volunteers built early childhood woodworking benches. These will improve fine motor skills for over 100 students at the 5th Ward and Gulfton campuses of Small Steps Nurturing Center. Ainsley Grothus. Ainsley created resources for Sci-Fair ISD's Science Resource Center to improve species awareness. She also built bee houses and an activity enclosure for prairie dogs at the Miniature Prairie. Laura Hansen. Laura and 40 volunteers from her school built a garden to get classmates outside. Her goal was to decrease cell phone use while encouraging interpersonal communication and reducing stress. Caitlin Harris. Caitlin used 30 actor volunteers to create a stop-action movie on diversity for her project. She presented diversity sessions with art projects at Attack Poverty's summer Zoom camp. Caitlin was nominated by Girl Scouts of San Jacinto Council for the Prudential Spirit of Communities Award. Kylie Henderson. Kylie created 8 videos and 22 recipe cards for clients of Second Mile to better utilize offerings of the food pantry and create healthier meals. Samantha Henke. Samantha helped girls who might feel vulnerable when they left for college or a larger city by creating self-defense videos with a police officer. She trained over 50 girls. Alessandra Herrera. Alessandra educated her community about wearing masks by using the radio and social media. She and her multi-level Hispanic community troupe made masks for over 500 people. Amaris Hill. Amaris led 36 volunteers in an educational campaign to implement lunchtime recycling. Once the students were trained, recycling was implemented in 3 Fort Bend ISD schools. Lois Hill. Lois created an ongoing support group called Teen Tea Talk for teen girls to discuss their problems in a safe environment. 18 meetups have been held to date with as many as 15 girls. Talia Hirsch. Talia created the Mental Health Hub, addressing topics including healthy family relationships, coping mechanisms, and accessing mental health care. She promoted the website through presentations with guest speakers. Sinclair Hoyt. Sinclair created a Healthy Hearts Habits video and classes for 60 teens. She addressed hypertension, diabetes, and cholesterol and emphasized good nutrition. Roxana Irani. Roxana led 3 volunteers to hold flute classes for 26 students, creating equal access to musical arts programs for students at Wilkerson Intermediate School. Ella Jacobs. Ella negotiated with her homeowners to build a little free library in her neighborhood, giving younger kids opportunities to read without a drive to the library. Hikma Jamal. Hikma partnered with 5 mental health professionals to create a website and held events attended by 50 people. She explored the causes of self-medication for mental health issues. Nakini Jayasena. Nakini taught art therapy lessons to several at-risk children's groups and helped students in many different communities. Her team created over 1,000 art therapy craft kits. Anusha Kakulavar. Anusha and 5 volunteers conducted several STEM workshops at Siwa, a nonprofit for immigrant children. They reached 35 children at 2 daycare centers. Anaya Karsulia. Anaya's team built a library by renovating a room at her temple. They registered each book donation with a barcode and installed a computer to manage the library. Hannah Kirby. Hannah provided special education students at Cinco Ranch High with a place to enjoy nature in a multi-sensory environment. She led 11 volunteers in her project. Ava Kirkpatrick. Ava and 17 volunteers engaged a community to revitalize a pocket park and gazebo. She held cleanup events, held an opening, and engaged the local elementary school with ongoing maintenance. Amanda Cott. Amanda worked with an elementary school to lead an after-school poetry writing club for second grade students. She collected nearly 700 books for their classroom libraries. Allison Kubiak. Allison researched sex and human trafficking after she had a close call with catfishing. She produced a video that has had 200 views across the US and held seminars attended by 50 people. Trisha Kulkarni. Trisha implemented an eco-friendly food waste compost system at her temple. Her project including training temple members to use the system. Olivia La Rochelle. Olivia and 10 volunteers created a Houston Zoo Swap Shop exhibit on carnivorous plants and their importance in the environment. Sophia La Rochelle. Sophia held online seminars and advised educators on how to teach about carnivorous plants. She provided resources on how to conserve these plants with her project. Holly Lillibridge. Holly and the Westbridge Eco Club constructed and installed a pollinator hotel to address the issue of declining bee populations. A grand opening was held to educate the public on this issue. Morgan Lippman. Morgan created a nature trail in Westbury to educate about wildlife along the local bayou. The trail has QR codes that link to her website on local plants and wildlife. Ashley Lowe. Ashley worked with her homeowners association to improve common spaces. She started a Yard of the Month program, held a trash bash, and hosted a seminar on tree care with Trees for Houston. Ananya Luthria. Ananya hosted a week-long virtual workshop where she taught 15 girls from her temple and school about Kathak dance. Kathak is one of the 8 major forms of Indian classical dance. Anna Messia. Anna created training videos for volunteer tasks at the Emergency Aid Coalition of Houston. These videos feature 11 volunteers demonstrating the routines for new recruits. Fallon Mainwaring. Fallon promoted blood donation in her Beaumont community. She held informational sessions along with multiple blood drives. Misbah Manojia. Misbah and her team tutored 30 financially struggling immigrant students in core subjects and community building. Her project will be sustained through an AP study group. Sonnet Mandel. Sonnet created a little free library with a social justice link on the website at First Christian Church. Her website had 38 views in the first week.
Question 3. So this year was a very difficult year. And I know that no one will remember the pandemic like this class of Go to World Girl Scouts. These honorees had to pivot midstream and finish projects that were underway when they found out that their plans for reaching their audiences stymied. They had to reimagine making a meaningful change, and many even had to find larger audiences because of it. We were amazed about how all of you found inventive ways to use technology to make the change you wanted to see. You moved forward like there was no pandemic and no other way to get this done but to just do it. Some 2020 graduates even came home from their first semester at college to finish their extensions granted into February this year. So many stories to tell, but let's hear from 8 Go to War Girl Scouts about how they overcame the COVID challenges.
For my Gold Award, I had to do a lot of things differently because of COVID. Originally, I was going to go to elementary schools and talk to the kids there, but since I couldn't do that, I had to move all of my lessons to be virtual. This wasn't a huge problem for me though, because I made a lot of YouTube videos and a YouTube channel that could be accessed in later years as well.
What I had to do differently due to COVID was I had to go to council and request a form to rework my Gold Award plan so I can present virtually instead of in person.
I had to make a YouTube video and put it on YouTube to present to all the teachers and students instead of going into the classroom and presenting to them individually.
Hi, my name is Amelia and I did my Girl Scout Gold Award project on environmental awareness. Originally, I was planning on doing an in-person 2-week camp at the Bel Air Public Library with elementary or middle school age students. But because of COVID, I had to move it to a virtual camp that I did in October on every Tuesdays at around 4:30, where kids would join a Zoom call and I would give a short little lesson on a topic like ocean pollution or renewable energy, and then we would spend the rest of class doing a fun activity related to that project.
Due to COVID, our in-person communication was restricted. To adapt to these restrictions, we used tools such as Zoom, FaceTime, and hands-on instructions to substitute the lack of in-person communication.
My Gold Award was an art club for the homeless shelter, and because of COVID, I had to start doing classes online instead of in person, so I wasn't really able to interact with the kids personally. So yes, that's what I had to do differently during COVID.
One thing I had to do differently because of COVID was change how I gave my lessons. I had to shift from doing in-person lessons to doing lessons over Zoom.
Because of COVID, I had to change my in-person personal protection program into a video, which was also very beneficial because more people were able to access it.
Wow, those videos were amazing. Go to War Girl Scouts are truly inspiring.
Julie Mandamitsura. Julie started a Gear to Volunteer Council and held a virtual fair for 86 students. She helped connect them to 35 organizations which provide volunteer internships and position skill training. Hiroshika Marukani. Hiroshika addressed the gender disparities of speech and debate teams. She encouraged 85 younger students and created a debate team at Fort Settlement Middle School. Claire Medier. Claire reached 40 teens and parents with her recorded and virtual teen mental health awareness workshops. The focus was anxiety and depression in students. Alicia Merchant. Alicia was able to increase traffic flow by reorganizing the East Fort Bend Human Needs Ministry resale shop. This increased sales, which fund care packages for those in need. Dina Meir. Dina addressed dangers in social media during 11 Zoom trainings. She created a website and a YouTube channel on topics such as peer pressure, cyberbullying, and netiquette. Maria Moore. Maria created YouTube instructions for using craftsman tools with lessons focused on building rehabilitation cages. They'll be used by animals rescued by the Texas Wildlife Rehab Coalition. Anna Mozishek. Anna and her 14 volunteers created 2,000 STEM-based lab packets. She distributed them to students through libraries and organizations such as the Houston Museum of Natural Science. Katie Murphy. Katie cataloged aids which are useful for caregivers of ALS patients. She distributed her tips through packets for the ALS Walk and the ALS Society support groups. Kate Mitchuk. Kate created puppets and a tabletop theater for Stevens Elementary School. The theater sparks creativity, public speaking, and performance skills for 300 children. Angela Nguyen. Angela led 10 volunteers to survey teenage participants and create a comprehensive website. The content includes information and resources about stress relief and mental health. Lauren Oler. Lauren replanted the 1,600 square foot rooftop garden at Bel Air High School and revived the gardening club. She initiated Open Fridays, when students enjoy the garden and teachers hold classes outdoors. Lindsay Olabinton. Lindsay set up an art classroom to entertain the children at Family Promise Homeless Shelter. This allows their parents to attend orientations for the program. Emma Olson. Emma and 6 volunteers helped 18 rural clients in Montgomery County by adding house numbers. Now, volunteers from Meals on Wheels and 911 responders can more easily locate the seniors' homes. Maddie Patillo. Maddie helped educate and aid others before, during, and after a hurricane or other natural disasters through a website, galvestonprepares.com. Jada Pierre. Jada helped over 100 people address teen stress and anxiety. She used Instagram to advertise her Zoom workshops, videos, and postings on the USA Project website. USA is a state of clarity and calmness. Michaela Pomberg. Michaela worked with her National Honor Society to create social skill kits for intellectually disabled students in Humble ISD. She helped 170 students in the first year of the kit's use. Mackenzie Porty. In order to help children in need of a friend, Mackenzie built a buddy bench. She also created a documentary to address the issue of bullying at Pecan Grove Elementary.
Question 4. We asked 6 girls about the high point of their Go to Ward experience, and this is what they had to say.
The high point of my Go to Word project was when I delivered my loose parts collections to Small Steps Nurturing Center and seeing how excited and grateful they were to receive an educational tool that they can use in their classrooms and communities for years to come.
The high point of my Gold Award experience was being able to create a community with the children that were in my program online. Because of COVID, so many of them had been isolated from their schools and their friends and their communities for learning and sharing experiences and sharing culture. And what was really important to me was creating a space where they could share culture and ideas and learn from one another. And being able to do that virtually when I know this is something that everyone has been struggling with truly meant a lot, and I'm so grateful for the experience.
The highest point of my Gold Award experience was knowing that I left a lasting impression upon people in a community that was very dear to me. In order to help these people, I hosted a series of virtual sessions. I'm happy to say that my impact helped these people to better cope with their stress.
So I would say that the high point of my Gold Award experience was probably just being able to see the benefits that I was doing for other people. So in my project was called Project Reach and Extend Apprehension to Countries Without Help. And in my project, I basically went to northern India and I taught students there about how to maintain basic health and hygiene. And I think the high point of my experience was whenever I came back and I saw the effects that the students had from my teaching that I gave them.
A high point in my Gold Award was after delivering my STEM kits, I got positive feedback from the parents of the children who used them, saying that they were really easy to use, and that was extremely rewarding for me.
Sia Ramchandran. Sia created an after-school club of 50 volunteers to provide service and musical events at Village on the Park, a local retirement community in her area. Natani Randall. Natani published a children's story about 2 girls exchanging masks. The story teaches younger generations about the harms of racism and judging others by their differences. Helena Restrepo. Helena created 4 videos with healthy, low-budget recipes for teens and their families. The videos were posted by the Houston Food Bank with 639 views and on the Food Bank Teen Chefs. Victoria Rexer. Victoria was inspired by her interest in cats and veterinary practice to work with her team to create resources for local shelters. She also made YouTube videos to show how to make stimulating toys. Aria Richards. Aria planted gardens in acres homes, providing others information on how to garden with lessons and videos. They donated the produce to local families in need at St. Monica Food Pantry. Madison Riles. Madison, with 20 volunteers and 7 colleges, educated 147 low-income minority and first-generation college students with a 2-day virtual college readiness fair. She gave away a laptop for one lucky college-bound student. Malia Rizvi. Malia worked with Houston Nehemiah Center to create 60 standalone K-5 STEM boxes containing bilingual science experiments. She included additional resources that families could access with cell phones. Grace Roffel. Grace improved access to cello lessons by providing 21 weeks of free private lessons to middle school orchestra members. She also created Cello Made Easy YouTube videos. Eve Rosenfeld. Eve partnered with CAP to educate her community by creating YouTube videos on the responsibilities of pet ownership. These videos were a pivot from a planned pet care carnival canceled due to COVID. Nicole Rosenfeld. Nicole and 12 volunteers created a sensory wall to help support the mental development of the clients at Center for Pursuit, a local nonprofit for adults with intellectual disabilities. Ramsey Ruffino. Ramsey educated 250 students and parents about the dangers of drunk and distracted driving. She gave presentations and created an informative pamphlet. Deja Russell. Deja partnered with Beyond the Dog Training to address the issue of stray animals on the street. She built a website as a resource for responsible dog ownership. Mariana Santos. Mariana addressed climate change through teen activism. Her social media page and virtual conference with 5 scientists has impacted 80 people to date. Allison Scherer. Allison expanded the reach of the General Society of Mayflower Descendants Houston Colony to a younger audience. She recreated games played by Pilgrim children and held a thankfulness essay writing project. Putishta Ava Sharma. Ava spent 135 hours educating students in rural India about various practices for sound health. She trained others to continue the education and provided first aid kits reaching 550 to 600 individuals. Christy Shelton. Christy and 15 volunteers created a butterfly garden in her neighborhood Mandolin Garden Parks. She highlighted the need for increasing habitats for endangered butterflies. Claire Shenoy. Claire hosted a blood drive at her church. She shared a blood recipient story to showcase the effect of blood donations and produced a video interview with donors.
In question 5, we asked 8 girls, what would you say to those Go to War Girl Scouts who are not sure about pursuing gold? And these were their responses.
I would tell a Girl Scout who's not quite sure about doing her Gold Award to just go ahead and go for it. It might seem daunting and it might seem scary or it might seem like a lot of work, but the end product is something that you never would have guessed you would have gotten. I made I had a great group help me through it, and I really felt like a part of a community as I was doing my project. You meet a lot of new people, and you learn a lot of life skills and how to manage people and how to help with the team. It's an experience that I would say to go for no matter what.
The Gold Award is a meaningful experience that truly brings you the full cycle with Girl Scouts, because you can take something that you are very passionate about and bring it into your Girl Scout journey. Allows you to learn your strengths and also teaches you how to work around different obstacles and better prepare you for your future goals.
So to the girls out there who are quite not sure if they want to pursue going gold, I just want to say that there's always uncertainty, and you can never be sure or valid with whatever you expect to take action in. But when you go gold, you make a lifelong connection and you have many networks, and it's a great way to sharpen your skills and your interests. So I recommend go gold, because why not? At the end of the day, you'll become a better version of yourself, and we love to see that.
If you're contemplating on doing your Gold Award, maybe because of the workload or the possibility of a failure, remember that as a Girl Scout, you have the opportunity to change the world. Think of an issue that you're drawn to and see how you can fix it. Remember that you aren't alone in this process, as you have your Gold Award mentor, your project advisor, and all your volunteers. Remember, the smallest changes make the biggest differences.
What I would tell those girls that are not sure about pursuing their Gold Award is to tell them that there's a lot of things that are going around our community and that they need help, and you can be the big impact in that community. So you should go ahead and go for that Gold Award. Don't be shy.
Hi, my name is Alex Goralski. I was a member of Troop 4525, and if you're a Girl Scout and you're thinking about whether or not you should do the Gold Award and you're not sure, I would say that you should totally go for it. I finished my Gold Award project after I already went off to college, and I have no regrets about finishing it. It's super fulfilling to be able to do something that helps people, and you get to see like the way that it helps people and see that impact, and I totally recommend it.
If you're concerned about getting your gold, you're not really sure if you want to get your gold, I highly recommend you do, because it's a really satisfying project to get done. It makes you feel good, it helps your community, and there's tons of scholarships and opportunities for you once you get your gold. So it's definitely worth it to try.
What I would say to those Girl Scouts who are not quite sure about pursuing their Gold Award is to just do it. Like, yes, it's gonna take time, and yes, it's gonna take a lot of preparations. Yes, and yes, it's gonna be a little stressful sometimes. But honestly, I just feel like once you just get moving and you actually like set a date and goal of what you want to do and when you want to do it, just do it. Like, just do it.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Thank you so much, Jada. That was truly inspiring. All of the videos that we watched today were just amazing. We learned a lot, and I know that our girls learned even more. I just want to leave you with this last nugget. If you are on the edge of deciding to go gold, do as Jada said. Just do it. Have a great day, Girl Scouts.
Sophia Snap. Sophia created 2 ecological gardens, lesson plans, and YouTube videos to support the teachers at St. Thomas the Apostle. 60 students learned about pollinators and multicultural gardens. Laurel Sullivan. Laurel created 4 lesson plans for teen workshops on reducing plastic waste for Galveston Bay Foundation. Laurel also made a video for Bay Day that over 200 people watched in the first month. Phuong Tran. Phuong and 13 volunteers built and installed a dog agility course to help increase dog health at Dog Lodge Sanctuary. Phuong also created and filmed a video to help educate others about animal euthanasia. Hannah Bossler. Hannah reached over 100 7th and 8th grade students to address improving self-care, stress relief, and mental health. Her lessons prepared them for the transition to high school. Katie Webb. Katie and her volunteers made kits for individuals with cystic fibrosis. The kits will help them escape some of the depression, boredom and anxiety that often accompanies their treatment. Erin Werner. Erin was concerned with dependence on over-the-counter medications and painkillers. She created presentations to provide information on alternative medicines, home remedies, and herbs. Kylie Williams. Kylie created videos to inspire young sailors and provide training on sailboat maintenance in her project for Sea Star Base and Mariners. She and 21 volunteers also built and restored equipment and created a maintenance log for Camp Casamari. Sarah Williams. Sarah created Black Girl Magic, a nonprofit organization for sharing experiences and empowering young Black women. Sarah impacted 90 girls. Torrance Williams. Torrance created a series of podcasts for girls of color that emphasized leadership and choices. Teachers and counselors will use the material to gauge the social development of 8th grade girls. Kennedy Wiltz. Kennedy addressed bullying, focusing on 5th to 12th graders with a 2-day multi-session virtual workshop that included 6 guest speakers. She also introduced the I Am Enough journaling series. Jessica Wright. Jessica created a 2-week clinic to give underprivileged girls information on mental and physical health. She had to pivot from in-person to virtual and translate her lessons to Spanish at the last minute. Michaela Wright. Michaela created a peer-led tutorial and college career readiness program for 8th to 12th grade students. She included coaching for college essay writing and the financial aid process. Carolyn Wolf. Carolyn created recipe suggestions for Beaumont's Giving Field Community Garden. She also published a cookbook, enabling local soup kitchens to use the produce for their clients. Grace Yang. Grace created a culinary club and a YouTube channel to inspire youth to cook more, save money, and eat healthier. Her club grew to 20 members, and her YouTube channel has had over 400 views. Margot Young. Margot created a website and a series of YouTube storybooks read aloud by National Honor Society volunteers. Some of the YouTube books had 250 views, providing books and tools for literacy at home. Alishba Zindani. Alishba helped 20 elderly immigrants study American history and civics in order to earn American citizenship. She switched midway to Zoom classes. Ramin Zindani. Ramin focused on phone and laptop technology for senior citizens. She provided 10 classes in person and then pivoted to 9 more classes on Zoom, thus proving that her students were comfortable with technology. Congratulations to each of this year's Gold Award recipients. As Abigail said earlier, each of you found a way to make change even when times were hard. We're so proud of you and know you will all continue to make a difference. I'll now hand things back over to Mary.
Thank you, Marguerite, and to all of our amazing volunteers and Gold Award Girl Scouts who contributed to those great videos. Before we conclude today's ceremony, there is one more group of girls that we'd like to recognize. These Gold Award Girl Scouts have gone on to earn the Girl Scouts of San Jacinto Council's Emerald Circle Gold Award Scholarship. Congratulations again to the Emerald Circle recipients. As we close, I'd like to welcome Angela Shipman. a 2017 National Gold Award Girl Scout, to read the Gold Award charge.
Honorees, please stand. Please raise your right hand in the Girl Scout salute. Upon acceptance of this Gold Award, the highest honor that the Girl Scouts of the USA can bestow, I hereby charge you from this day forward to conduct yourself with dignity, fairness, and honor in all that you do, to demonstrate leadership in all aspects of your life so that you may be a beacon to others, to respect yourself, to respect others, to go the extra mile when no one else will. From this day forward, you are to be the light in the dark of the world, for you are gold. Do you accept these responsibilities? By the powers invested in me by the Girl Scouts of the USA and the San Jacinto Council, you are now hereafter Gold Award Girl Scouts, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
What a wonderful message to close on. Thank you again to all of the Gold Award ceremony committee members who helped make this year's celebration memorable. And thank you all for being here today to honor these outstanding young women.
Okay. There you go. Okay. All right. Practice round. Go. Oh, that was actually okay. Yeah. No. Act like you're sneezing into your elbow. There you go.
Yeah, my face is in my elbow. It's a COVID sneeze.
The COVID
sneeze. Want to practice? Sure. All right.
Yeah.
You catch the hat. Put it on. You dab. You take off the hat. You throw it down. Whoa!
No, you gotta
put the hat on first.
Okay, I gotta make sure I got it right.
Yeah, whatever practice it all the way.
Yeah.
Dab.
Remember to toss that arm out. It's like you're sneezing,
You're snapping an arm out. There you go. Okay. Tell me the 4 steps. Catch, dab, throw. One last time. One last time. Dance in the front. Right? It's stretching 460 degrees. Go, go! Go!